I couldn't find it now. I might already be married.
Pretty please accept my friend request.
I didn't see that on there, and I could not find her on the list. Tell her to, she can probably visit this page. Seems like. Just look to Lee Haywood, she should be able to see it. I don't have a private. Yeah, yeah.
We got teachers.
She said that you got to leave sometime. Whose birthday?
What am I flying?
Hello, Martha. It's a good looking group up there. There you go. Who's out the other?
Good evening. We're just a couple of minutes early, but I think we can go ahead and start. Yeah, let's turn this other one off.
Yeah.
Just for a second. My name is Pam Fox. On behalf of the Northwest Republican Women's Club, I'd like to thank you for coming out to join us tonight. We're looking forward to meeting each of the candidates here in Summerfield. And we're honored to have everyone, especially the candidates. I like to call the candidates our heroes because they're willing to step out of the box. They're willing to fight for their community. And as we all know, there have been some issues worth fighting for here in Summerfield the last few months, seems like a few years, I'm sure, to some of us. But the Northwest Republican Women's Club is part of a state organization, which is also part of a national organization, the North Carolina Federation of Republican Women. And we are committed to providing the education and information that you need to deal with the issues of the day and the tools to be more effective in the challenges ahead. How appropriate is that today? We hope you'll join us at the Northwest Women's Club. We do take males memberships as associate members, and about a third of our members are males. So we would welcome any one of you to join us at our monthly meetings. We have some information for you over here. First of all, I would like to introduce you to our officers for the club. Like I said, my name is Pam Fox. I'm president of our club. Brenda Haywood is our vice president. Marilyn Forster is our treasurer. Now I'd like for all of our members to stand, if you would. Great, thank you. And now I'd like to introduce you to some of our Guilford County GOP executives. Chris Meadows is chairman of Guilford County GOP. Kathleen Flanagan is our first vice president. Joe Plant is our District 3 precinct chair. Joe has been very busy. He has just recently taken over this position, and he has worked tirelessly in High Point for the elections. We had the primaries this past week. We'll do the same thing here. And he is just a wonderful addition to our executive committee. Now, I would like to introduce our moderator, Lee Haywood.
Hello, everybody.
Most of you know Lee. He's a longtime resident of Summerfield. Lee was our 2020 Republican nominee for the 6th Congressional District, our 2022 Republican candidate in the 6th District. He is currently Secretary of the Guilford County Republican Men's Club, Vice President of the Piedmont Region, North Carolina Federation of Republican Men, and he's the former North Carolina Republican Party 6th District Chair.
And you forgot the most important part. I'm very, very humble with all those positions and all that. Very humble. I carry it in my sleeve.
Right.
And by the way, Kathy Manning cheated. I would have won that first time. Just saying. Just saying.
All right, we always start our program with the invocation, so Kathleen Flanagan, if you would lead us in the invocation, please.
I invite you to pray in your faith and tradition as I pray in Jesus' name. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for these candidates and those who support them. We ask your blessing on each of them, and I ask you now with your blessings and you take a moment of silence for Israel. God bless each of you, and God bless America.
Brenda Haywood will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we do a pledge to the North Carolina flag. If you have your agenda, the pledge is very short. It's on the back of the agenda. Kathleen?
I salute the flag of North Carolina and pledge to the Old North State love, loyalty, and faith.
Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Haywood, I'm turning the meeting over to you.
Thank you very much, Pam. Can y'all hear me with this?
Yeah.
Am I right with that?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'll yell. I'll yell. I got it out for a little. I'm honored to be the moderator tonight. I know a lot of y'all people, but some of the ones that I don't, I look forward to getting to know y'all later on this evening. Each of these candidates is going to have 2 minutes. The timekeeper is going to be Pam. She's going to, when 2 minutes comes up, she's just going to say 2 minutes. We're going to have a soft ending. Don't make me, need to finish a thought or anything like that. Go ahead and do it. We're all friends here. Just don't take advantage of it. And so by the end of all this, I still want us to be friends. If we're friends now, I want us to be friends afterwards. So we're going to have a soft ending on the questions. There's 3 spots available for the council, and we have 8 candidates. One of them was not able to make it tonight. There's 2 candidates for mayor with 1 opening for mayor. We can't have 2 mayors, so we're going to have one mayor at the end of all this. But that is going to be Tim Sessoms and Linda. I'll tell you what, let's start over here. And Tim, will you introduce yourself? And if you're an incumbent, tell that you're an incumbent or what your position is.
I am Tim Sessoms, and I'm currently the mayor.
Linda?
My name is Linda Wedelkin, and I'm running for mayor.
My name is Heath Clay, and I'm running for town council.
I'm Lynn Williams Devaney, and I'm currently Mayor Pro Tem.
Jonathan L. Hamilton for Town Council.
Greg Fox for town council. Reese Walker for town council, and I'm an incumbent as well.
Jeff Davis, Town Council, I'm also an incumbent.
Teresa Perryman, Town Council, former, from 2017 to 2021.
Very good. Don wanted me to remind everybody, the bathrooms are down this way. Thank you, Don. If anybody needs to go, so I'm looking at my notes here. We're going to start off with the mayor's candidates down here. We're going to get right into it. And Mayor Sessoms, we thank you for being here. You let us know that you've had some other plans tonight. So hang around as long as you can, and if you sneak out, we'll understand. So I'm going to read from the paper the other day. I was able to come to the meeting down at the church, and they did a write-up in the paper a couple of days later. Let me read this. There remains, however, the uncertain outcome of Summerfield's town election in November, and the possibility that a new council that might not want to negotiate with Couch. Tom Terrell, Couch's attorney, told the News and Record that Thursday night's approved text amendment is not the beginning of anything but more uncertainty and trouble. The text amendment makes some small changes and large changes. The town council knows absolutely nothing about real estate development economics, yet makes changes that have substantive impacts, Terrell said. There will be a new council in November, and its first act will be to repeal or gut this text amendment. Terrell added that the potential new council's first act would probably follow lawsuits by angry citizens challenging the text amendment. You want to go first, Mr. Mayor? How do you feel about that? Do you think Couch is going to go for those text amendments?
That's, okay.
Yeah, I mean...
That's the question based on what you read.
Yeah.
And I got 2 minutes to respond to that.
We're not going to get into the election, but there were quite a few text amendments. And I was thinking while Lynn was speaking, is Couch going to go for that, or is this going to be a deal breaker?
Well, I think it's been very clear over the last 4 or 5 months since this whole thing began that it has been their intention to de-annex. Witnessed by the fact that Mr. Couch will not come back to the table. He didn't say it to me, but I've heard that he said that he's going to leave it to the General Assembly to make the decision. So I think that's what his team wants. They have the opportunity to bring back to their boss a much more robust opportunity for development, but in a lot more apartments than we've ever talked about. And so when that became apparent, when the word came from Berger, and we hired attorneys, we hired lobbyists, and every single one of those that we've hired have all agreed that this is not a threat, that it is a reality, then we began to respond. Mr. Terrell continues to, say what he will about how terrible what we did was. And we did make some changes that he was not aware of, but we had asked for some concessions from the very beginning after we got his letter. And we never got any of those. And so we put some things in. I think it locked us in. If you do the math, it ends up to be somewhere around 680 apartments. They never agreed to that, but we put that in, and we put that density number in as well because we didn't hear from them. And both of those numbers were just a tad higher than what Mr. Couch had originally said. So we even did more than they asked, but nominally more, but we put that in for some level of protection. And so that's what's brought us to where we are. So they're still looking for opportunities, which is why he said what he said, to get out of this and to try to get the General Assembly to be willing to take the vote to de-annex.
Okay. Very good. And thanks for that explanation, the detailed explanation. I guess now the question is, how far are you willing to go? I mean, at what point are you going to say, go ahead and de-annex? Will there be a point where you would say that? I mean, are you in it to keep him from de-annexing at all costs?
I wouldn't say at all costs, because all costs would encompass a lot of different things.
Yeah, well.
But yes, we're committed to staying at the table. We're committed to seeing this through. This text amendment as it is, as I said, it does have some limitations in it. And a whole lot of the things that many people are really concerned about don't even come at the text amendment level. They come at the next round after Mr. Couch applies to have his land rezoned to the new district. And then as we begin from there to put a development agreement in place. That's when a lot of the things that folks are really interested in. Most often a text amendment does not contain a number, a density number, but we put that in to try to provide some protection as we continue to the next round. As long as things are reasonable, and reasonable is an objective term or subjective, you know, we'll stay in this battle because I feel it's super important to protect the boundaries of Summerfield, because if it is de-annexed, I don't think it'll be the county. I think it will be Greensboro proper, right there in the middle of Henson Farms, Henson Forest, and the number of apartments will have no say in it, but I guarantee you it'll be a whole lot bigger than what we're looking at currently.
All right, so you're not, you say that there is a point where you might say, go ahead and do it, but you're not there yet. Is that what I'm hearing? Or,
well,
yeah,
I mean, certainly there would be a point. I haven't identified that point, but right now we're committed to this. We say we do it, and you know, if folks support us, if they understand, which I've talked to many people, all kinds of updates, and willing to talk to anybody else. If they'll stay with us and support us, we're willing to see this through, because there will be a brighter day on the other side of this for Summerfield. And it will be a day where we no longer have to deal with this, and a day where we no longer have to deal with you know, what comes behind this, because there are other organizations that are looking at Summerfield with legal minds in play as well. And so we're fighting a lot of other additional battles at this same time.
Linda, de-annex or fight?
That's a tough question.
Do you think they've done a good job? I mean, so
No,
far, you know.
I don't.
Why not? List them out. Why not?
Part of it goes back for years, the current council, the previous councils, where they have just kind of laid this out and ignored it, they procrastinated, and they haven't dealt with it correctly. So because of the procrastinations and not negotiating with Mr. Couch and his village, has set it up for now that he wants it, he's ready to go for it. This has been going on for years, not just with the current council, but previous councils and previous mayors. So I think that's what's hurt us right now.
But we're here where we're at. What would you do? I mean, personally, I mean, it seems like Mr. Sessoms is, Mayor Sessoms is, you know, trying to work his angle. What would you do right now? I mean, up against the wall of Senator Berger and David Couch, what would you do? Are you going to negotiate? Are you going to tell them to take land?
If I'm the mayor,
Yes, if you're the mayor.
I would go back, take all the papers, all the documents, once I'm sworn in, look at them, see what they've agreed to, see what they actually say, get better attorneys, get land use attorneys, get financial people that will work for us and fight for us so that they can go over the documents and we can see exactly what's in it. Then go back to Mr. Couch and his team and say, here's what's laid out. What is it that you want, and how can Summerfield negotiate with you properly so that we can save the town? And I don't mean save it like that, but we can come to an agreement so he can get some of what he wants, the town can get, without giving everything away. And he can pay his way and keep from possibly de-annexing it.
Well, sorry to say, it seems like they've been trying to do that. Couch isn't coming back. How are you going to draw him back in?
There's a new mayor in town. There's a new council in town. Give us an opportunity to talk with you and listen to us and let us listen to you. Let us change. Let us see what we can do.
I don't
Yes, sir,
know
Mayor
what
says.
our rules are here.
Go ahead.
Is there a rebuttal or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, because I think I just heard her say that, you know, prior, she would have passed some type of amendment, some type of zoning to have worked with Mr. Couch, and which is something we've never done in our 10 years of being the mayor, serving on the council, working on behalf of the town. We've never done. So I'd be interested to hear how that could have happened in the last 10 years.
I didn't say anything about passing anything.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, I thought you said you'd worked with him.
I said I would go and look at what documents, all the text amendments, everything that's happened over the last years, see what's in them, see the documents that the town doesn't know about, then get the attorneys to go through them deeper than what we are, because we need to rely on experts to discern what's in there, and then see what needs to be done, what can be done. I'm not gonna give away the house, and neither is the council. So we have to work together to see what's in there, and if he's not willing to negotiate, then it's gonna fall where it's gonna fall. We can't control that.
Are you willing to let it go?
Yes.
You are. Okay. Do you know where that point is? I mean, where would that point be? Do you have any idea? I'm just saying, I mean.
Not being in it right now,
Yeah.
not being the actual mayor and knowing what's been said and the negotiations that's already gone on, I don't know where Mr. Couch's mindset is, where his attorney's mindsets are. If they're at a wall, then I probably can't do anything. It's all based on what's been said and promised and done. And then we, as the council, and myself as the mayor, can go in with our good legal team and see what we can do. That's the best we can do.
All right. Next question is about water, which is tied to this. Him to do what he wants, for Mr. Couch to do what he wants, he's gonna need water. All of this is mere speculation without water, and possibly sewer. Probably sewer too, can't probably have to have both.
That's right.
If all this should come about and he gets his way, should the town help him bring water in, as has been mentioned? I think there was a resolution to that point. I'm gonna let you go first on this, Linda. Should we be helping him bring water in? That was part of the town's agreement.
No.
Where would it?
Does she want the mic?
Yeah,
Can y'all hear me?
Can y'all hear back there? I think everybody's.
I can talk louder.
Okay, yeah, talk louder.
I have a loud voice.
Well, we're also recording, so.
Let me project.
Yeah, so.
No, I don't think we should. The developer's building his development. He should pay for the cost of bringing that water and sewer in there, not the town. We shouldn't be giving it away or paying for it. So let me give you a little.
Well, excuse me, I don't think he's right now asking
Yeah.
for us to pay for it, but to actually help him bring it in, actually. I think is where it's coming. I hate to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's at right now.
Well,
Go ahead.
when he went, back in 2017, Mr. Couch went to the city of Greensboro asking for water help. And we got the records from it. So in that, at that point, it was like $15,000 to get the water in, just in his development area. So back in 2020, he got an update on that, and it was over $17 million to get that in there. So is Summerfield gonna help do that? Are they gonna bring it in and provide it? And then what's gonna happen at that point?
Well, I'm going to take that one step further. We've always talked about water, if nothing else, for fire protection. Ever since we've lived here, me and Brenda have been here 20 years. Should we bring, as I guess, in the bigger picture, do we need water? Or should we stay where we're at with everybody happy with their wells and their septic tanks and all that? And leaving Couch out of it, leave his 1,000 acres out of it. Should we explore either town wells or tying into Oak Ridge or Rockingham? What do you think we should do?
No, I don't think so. We should leave it just exactly like it is. The residents of Summerfield want to maintain their wells and their septic. They don't want it. I don't think we need it. And I'm worried about if they bring a large water tower, what the effect that's going to have on the wells and the quality of the water. And that water is only for, it can't be used to drink. So there's a lot more money involved in that, and if it's gonna work, I don't want it, nor do the residents want it.
Mayor Sessoms? Water.
I'll be in jeopardy. Could you please put that in the form of a question?
Do you want water? I mean, do you see, first of all,
I would love some water right now, but I don't have access.
does anybody have any water for Mayor Sessions? Somebody get him a water. The question started off, should the town help David Couch get water? Should he have his way and do the land development down there? Should we be helping him do that?
Got it. Well, I would, well, thank you, sir. Ask and you shall receive. Well, I do think that in Mr. Couch's proposal was when he presented the 1,200 apartments as well as the 600 apartments, that Mr. Couch offered to bring water at no cost to citizens. And citizens would not have to tie on to that water. If they did, they would have that opportunity. I think primarily, and you were correct, his development would require public water and public sewer to be able to do it. So once we go through this process with Mr. Couch, I'll skip ahead just a little bit. Once we go through this process, and then I want to talk about the 5.5 million and the 1.1 million that we have for water currently and what we're doing with that. But I think what the process would be is we pass a text amendment, Mr. Couch make application to have his land added to that new district. We do a development agreement. During that time, Mr. Couch is going to have to be looking for water, and it might come from Rockingham County, it might come from Greensboro, but he's going to have water and sewer. And so if no one provides that, which I don't know, you know, we talked to Greensboro about would they sell us water, and I think at our density level, they said no. We were fortunate enough, because we worked for our staff, when the ARPA funds came, Guilford County got $104 million. We were very fortunate to get 5.5 of that. We had 1.1 from a previous state grant. So that gives us $6.6 million, and we do have a time frame on needing to spend that. So people have problems sometimes with that being free dollars, because there are no free dollars. It comes from taxpayers, and so I certainly understand that. But to the town of Summerfield, no additional taxes, no additional costs. So we have a time frame on that in which we have to spend it. And so we're looking at water primarily right now for fire. I think it's irresponsible for us to spend our $6.6 million on water and only put in the size lines that would move water for fire, which I think is 6 inches, and we would need a 12-inch trunk line to be able to substantially be able to spread water throughout Summerfield. I do think that responsible minds would say we need to start making some plan for the future and for water, in case our wells ever get contaminated, in case something ever happens. Having said that, I'll say the same thing I've said since 2013. You'll pry my well from my cold dead hand, because we all have our water, we all have our septic, we're all happy. Mr. Couch would bring that water in from wherever he gets it into his development. It would service that development. That's what that would be for. People who are close to it or want to pay to have it brought to them would have that opportunity. Otherwise, those folks, as I understood his presentation, was such that you don't have to sign on to the water, you don't have to connect unless you want to.
So you're against mandatory water, making us tie into a water?
I'm absolutely against that, yes.
All right. We're moving on down. How do you feel about,
It's Heath at the candy bar. You
Heath?
can't.
There you go. Thank you. Water, yes or no? I saw you shaking your head there.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Your head was going like this.
Yeah, you know, that's where I think I'm probably the most passionate about, and really the reason why, one of the main reasons why I want to get on town council. I am not for water. And to say that we will all, that we will not have to be paying for that water, that it's no cost to us. Yeah, I've heard that speech before. Even the president has said that before. You can keep your own health care, you can keep your own doctor. Yeah, that's not the way it is. I have lived in rural towns before, grew up in West Virginia, and I have seen where the town has taken on the aspect of, hey, let's get some city water and city sewage, but the need really wasn't there. And every single one of us had to tap in. You can't say that just the people that's closest to the line or attached to the line is going to be able to afford the entire program, the entire process. It's not possible. Everybody, whether you actually are tapped into it or not, you're going to end up paying for it. And we pay for it. The developer is not going to give us a free ride and keep paying our water bills. We have to pay for it. I'm concerned about our aquifers. I have yet to see any true studies to say, you put 120, you put a 300,000 gallon tank up there, is the recharge rate really, is it really going to help us? We all have our own water. What's that going to do to us? I'm for fire protection, absolutely. I have a family of my own. I don't want any of us to have to go through a catastrophe. Where the mayor has mentioned having a 12-inch line, a 300,000 tank, that really, if you look at the plan, it goes to developer's property. So I would much rather say, let's take control of that, so let's use that $6.6 million to more of Summerfield and say, listen, let's cut that down to 120 gallon, let's save the money and go to a 6-inch, and let's put that line all throughout Summerfield, not just for future water. I live out here for rural country living. I moved out here to USA for country living. We're not going to have city water and city sewage. I've gone to 350 homes already. Out of 355 that said, yeah, I want city water and city sewage. The people have spoken, they don't want it. Right or wrong, that's where we live.
Okay, so you're not worried about problems later down the road? You're not contingency plans or anything like that? You're just